everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my favorite E.L.F. makeup brushes. I own a lot of makeup brushes, obviously, which makes it a pain when I have to clean them. But a lot of the ones that I own are E.L.F. A lot of them are from the cheaper side, the ones that are like $1, and then I also have a lot of the more expensive ones that range from like $3 to $6. I really love E.L.F. brushes. I find that I reach for them a lot when I'm doing my makeup. I think they are very high quality, especially for the price point that they're at. So I'm going to probably start with my face brushes and move to the eye brushes. Oh, and as a disclaimer, I am sorry I did not get a video out last week. I have had a crazy amount of work. I work full-time and I also am a master's student full-time, and I try and film YouTube videos once a week, so I'm very busy. And with finals and everything coming up, I will try and get a video out every day. Not every day. Whew, that would be impressive. Every week. But I can't promise that I will be able to do that. I will try my best. But if I'm gone for a few weeks, know that I will be back. I do love making YouTube videos, and I hope to be doing this a lot in the future. So, if you want to see what my favorite E.L.F. makeup brushes are, just keep watching. So like I said, I'm going to start with my largest face brushes. I usually do my face first when I'm doing my makeup. Sometimes if I'm going to be working with dramatic colors or something with a lot of fallout, I'll start with eyes, but generally I like to start on my face. So the first one is the E.L.F. Complexion Brush, and it's just a large, fluffy brush. I think it might be the largest brush that they have. I'm like holding it for my face. I'll hold it over here. I think it's the largest brush that they have. Maybe they have one that's bigger, but this is a pretty large, it's just a fluffy brush. And also I apologize, I kind of meant to wash my brushes before this video, and then I just never got around to it. Plus I did my makeup right before the video, so, and I used every single brush in this video on my makeup today. So they're all a little dirty. But yeah, this is the complexion brush. I use this to powder my entire face after I have done my foundation, just to kind of set my foundation. And I also use it to blend my bronzer, blush, highlighter, whatever I'm using on my cheeks. I will use that to kind of blend everything together. So it's very versatile. You can use it for a lot of things. And these brushes are so soft. These are one of the more expensive ones. I think this was $6, and I usually get all of my E.L.F. brushes at Target because, well, let's be real, I'm always at Target anyway. Might as well get my makeup brushes there. So this was one of the more expensive ones, but it's very high quality. I've washed it a lot of times and I've had no bristles fall out, so I definitely recommend the complexion brush. The next brush is the small tapered brush, and this one is also fluffy, but it's kind of smaller and tapered at the end. Of all the E.L.F. brushes, I think that this one is my top favorite. I would love to own like 10 of these brushes because I think that I can use them for pretty much everything. This brush is so versatile. What I mostly use it for is right underneath my eyes. I will set my concealer with powder. And because it's tapered, it's nice to get right up in there and kind of pat everything down, and then I'll use it to just powder wherever else I put highlighter or anything like that. I have also used this to apply highlighter. You can kind of lightly dust on highlighter. I know some people use this for bronzer, for blush. I mean, like I said, this is such a versatile brush. You can use it on almost everything, even like, I guess it's kind of too big for your eyes, but if you were like, this is the only brush that I have, then maybe you could work with it. I don't know, maybe I'll have to try that in a video, like use one brush to try and do all of my makeup. That would be interesting. I might try that. So yeah, that was the small tapered, brush, the small tapered brush. The next brush is the Flawless Concealer Brush. This is kind of a smaller, but it's still a very fluffy brush. This is small enough that you could almost get away with using it in the crease of your eyes, but for me it's a little large. I don't have that much of a defined crease or anything like that. So what I like to use this brush for is putting on highlighter. So I will kind of swirl this in highlighter, especially for a cream highlighter, like the ColourPop highlighters are kind of a more creamy consistency. I'll swirl this around, pick up the product, and then kind of put that on my cheekbones, just like that, kind of in a line. And this brush doesn't really hide the product in there. It's kind of nice because it'll deposit whatever you have, because it is on the more like more dense side, but it is still a fluffy brush. So I've used this, I've also used this as like a contour brush if you really want to get like a sharp contour. It's not very good for bronzing, but if you are going for a sharp contour, this might be a good brush for that. Now moving on to the eye brushes. This is the Professional Blending Eye Brush. This is one that is $1. If you're looking for a makeup brush and you don't want to pay anything, go for this. It's the white line. These brushes are all $1. So I think I own 2 or 3 of this exact brush, and I used to use it as kind of a blending brush like it says, but I find that it was even like a little too small. If I had like used a more fluffy brush to get like a peachy shade, like the same color as my skin, then I could use this to put like a darker shade in my crease. But it was a little too small for a complete crease blending brush. But what I like to use this for, just like I said, is putting a darker shade kind of in that outer third. I like that a lot. And then I also keep one specific brush of this kind to use as a brow highlight, because it is that perfect size, and it's just a fluffy blending brush that's more on the medium / small side, and it's only $1. So that was the Professional Blending Eye Brush. Or maybe it's just the blending eye brush and then the brand is E.L.F. Professional? I don't know. That's a good question. I think it's just the blending eye brush. A similar brush to the last one I just showed you is the E.L.F. Contour Brush. This is the black kind, so it's the more expensive one, but this brush is no more than $3, I'm assuming. And this one is a little bit more denser and kind of shorter. I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of got a shorter just bristles. So what I use this for is I use this specifically for black shadow. So if I want to darken up my outer third or that outer V right there with a black, this is the brush that I will use because it's so dense that I don't have to worry about the black just blending everywhere and messing up my whole eye makeup, because you'll usually want to do that black last just to add a little bit of a pop of dimension. And so this is small and dense enough that you can just get right up in there where you need it to be. And you could use this again as a crease brush, as a highlight brush. It says contour brush, but I would never use it to contour. I do not need that sharp of a line. The next brush is another from the dollar line. This is the eye crease brush, and this one also says E.L.F. Professional, so the white ones must be the professional line. And I will have all of that information listed down below. I'll look it up and look into it and see if that's the case. But this is very similar to the last white brush that I showed you, except it is much shorter and much more dense. So what I use this one for exclusively is underneath my eyes. So to add any colors, and I will start with whatever, I go in different orders depending on what colors I'm using, but I will use this same brush and I'll just blend everything together. And because it's so small, I can get right up in there and blend everything out. And this, I have been looking for a brush like this forever. I find that it's so hard to find just like a nice little blending brush that you can use right underneath your eyes. But I have found it in the eye crease brush. The last two brushes are pretty similar. This is the E.L.F. Flat Eyeliner Brush. This is a pretty standard, it's just a flat brush. I use it to put like a dark brown or a black right underneath my lash line, on my lower lash line, or I'll kind of use it to smudge out my eyeliner on top if that's the kind of look that I'm going for. It's pretty stiff. It has like a little bit, I don't know if you can see, like it wiggles around like a little bit. It's not like super dense, but it's dense enough that I can kind of pack color in where I need it to be. So that was the E.L.F. Flat Eyeliner Brush. And last but not least, this is another brush that I was looking everywhere for. I wanted something very specific, and I actually found it through E.L.F. So this is the small angled brush, and this is perfect for winged eyeliner. I use gel eyeliner and then I use liquid eyeliner on top of it. So I like to dip this in my gel eyeliner and then make that wing and kind of fill in everywhere. But the angle is perfect. I don't want like an intense, I have kind of an intense wing on today, but in general I'm not going for like a super intense angle on my wing. So I love this brush, and it's so stiff. Because you want a really stiff brush for this, because you don't want to be moving that product around. You want to get that crisp line that doesn't have any, like there's no smudges or anything like that. So that was the small angled brush. Alright, that concludes my favorite e.l.f. makeup brushes. I hope that you found this video useful. If you were searching for a new type of brush, I know that e.l.f. makes a lot more brushes than I have showed you here today, obviously. e.l.f. has their own website, which I will link down below, and also I find all of mine at Target. I know Walmart also sells some, and actually I've seen it in a few grocery stores too, so they're really growing as a company, which is very cool because I think it's great. They're so inexpensive, but they're very high quality. So leave a comment down below, what are your favorite e.l.f. makeup brushes? And please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching! Oh, I'm so out of breath. Oh my gosh. I need a moment.